going to breaking news out of Washington.
Somebody tell me something!
Tell me how much time I have.
We gotta go!
Working on a Roland Emmerich movie, it's you know from the beginning you're gonna face some big challenges. Whether that challenge is gonna be a technical or creative, it's a bit of both with Roland's.
For a Roland Emmerich film, effects, it's all about explosions, it's all about smoke, and bigger is better.
Main thing we've been doing are digital environments for White House Down. Obviously, they couldn't shoot on the White House, so our work has primarily been explosions, digital doubles, fire, White House on fire, tanks on fire, people firing at the White House firing at people, fighter jets, CG flyovers, lots of blue screens, as well as a few other bits and bobs.
The initial bodywork was a chase sequence. It was around 100 plus shots and involved the chase around White House and terrorists on the roof, shooting at the crowd outside of the White House gardens. So we ended up building a number of military vehicles and tanks and police cars and news reporters' vans, and the crowd there was at some point as big as about 20,000.
The president has escaped from the White House after being taken hostage by terrorists, along with Channing Tatum. Behind them are the baddies on SUVs with Gatling guns. The tank has just fired at the White House, and the guys on top of the White House who are defending the White House fire a rocket back at the tank. The tank explodes, and we have a tracking shot with a blue screen plate of the tank smoking. And what we've added there is we've added the White House grass, trees, the limo and the SUVs chasing them with bullet hits and muzzle flashes, the White House, making it all believable as if it was shot there.
They take cover in the pool house. The baddies shoot the pool house, hit a petroleum container and it explodes.
The pool house explosion was probably one of the bigger challenges. I mean, like any other effects work.
We used rigid bodies in Houdini to do, and wrote a fair amount of scripting to make that work.
The trees with all the leaves and everything has been one of the big technical challenges that we've had to tackle.
Every tree in the garden is moving, but they're all 1 to 2 million polygons each, so there's 250 to 500 million polygons in the whole thing. Getting all that to animate is actually difficult.
The CG guys put a lot of time and effort into the look dev of that, and they got them looking very good.
The second biggest sequence was a bomb sequence that involved F-22 Raptors in the air, flying from the base to the White House with attempt to drop the bombs and save the world.
One of our most challenging shots on that, we have sort of a POV of one of the fighter jets flying low, being able to see individual buildings and cars and golf course and, you know, eventually the White House and the grounds with the digital double people massed around and the army out there. The White House at this point is on fire. Smoke is billowing out of the windows, and this is a large tracking shot that's a challenge.
The difficulty with a Raptor is that if you ever look at any photographs of it, it doesn't really look very real. There's no paraphernalia on it. It's just this block of metal with wings. The sort of subtleties that make things look real, like contrast of texture, contrast of surface, contrast of light, all those contrasts. When you have something that doesn't have many contrasts in it, it makes it more difficult.
We split the work based on in this case, based on the schedule, really. India got heavily involved in this show in tracking prep and paint. The bomb sequence would go to Vancouver, and chase sequence would be based in London.
Our pipeline was actually fairly much in place, thanks to the work that we did last year on Total Recall and various tests through the end of last year. There were a lot of things that we didn't need to develop that we may have had to do under normal circumstances, and that's exactly what you would hope for going into an ambitious project with a short timescale such as this.
What I'm most proud of with the White House down work is the fact that we've done the movie that it's reality, it's based in sort of today's environment. Last couple of shows that we've done were mainly based either 50 years ago, 100 years ago, or it's either science fiction or something else. But the challenge is always working in something that it's based in today's world, and you know, everyone is familiar with that environment and reality. And that is just another level of complexity for what we've done before.